Hey everyone, this is Jennifer Beamer, owner-operator of Expertly Dyed Art by Science, and today I'm going to do a bat spinning tutorial with you guys. I'm hoping I can get it done in 2 videos, but I do talk a lot, so let's see what I can do. I'm living in South Korea still, and I can't do a lot of my dyeing that I usually do back home, so I've been making up carded bats, and this is what a carded bat looks like. Isn't it beautiful? Basically, a carded bat is like when you push fibers through a contraption. It's got like one big drum and one little drum, and they're spiky. They're covered with like these metal tines. What it does is it aligns the fiber, and it also separates out the fibers a little bit to give it a little bit of loft, which makes for really easy spinning. Uh, when you first start spinning, you're probably going to have a drop spindle like this and some, prepared wool fiber like this. Now, this is really great when you're first learning, maybe the first hour or so you're learning how to spin, because you're going to mess up a lot, and, you might not want to ruin something, really pretty. However, spinning is tedious when you first start. Let's just get that out there. It's tedious when you first start. Today I can make yarn really quickly, but when I first started, man, it took forever. So when you're spinning with something like this, it gets boring really quickly, and you can't really conceive of a finished product because you're, I don't know, just not inspired. I'm not inspired by plain wool all the time. Sometimes it's really gorgeous and I want it for a specific project, but I don't know, spinning plain wool all the time is just, That'll be for a different video, Dye it after you've spun it. So what I want to say is do not, I repeat, do not feel intimidated by really colorful textures and fibers in something like this if you're a beginner. I have told lots of beginners that if you really want to finish learning, finish a project like while you're learning how to spin still, buy something that you are going to actually want to finish. Like, if you can think of what your finished product is going to be, like, oh, I'll just make a really funky scarf, or, maybe I'll have enough for a really uneven looking cowl. Great. It's totally appropriate. But I don't want you to, go from this and being, oh, well, there's no way I could possibly do this. So, yeah, so the purpose of this video is to have you get over the fears and actually show you how easy it is to spin from a prepared bat like this, even if you've only spun maybe like 1/2 skein of yarn or something, okay? So the way that I package up my bats are kind of just rolled up like this. There might be like something tied around it, but it's really easy just to open it up and let it breathe. So you'll just want to unroll it like this, right? And then open it up. I usually fold this bottom piece down just to make the roll, when I've got it all rolled up, make it look pretty. So you just undo it like this, and don't be alarmed if there's like a small crease. I actually don't know if you can really see, but there's like a small crease here. That's totally fine, because once we start drafting it out, it'll disappear. So this is the top part of the bat, and this is the underside of the bat. I put the goodies usually on the top because some people might not want so much, so it allows them to take it off, or if they don't like where it was placed, they can draft it together but separately. Yeah. There's actually a whole world of how to actually draft out your fiber, but we won't get into that part just yet. Basically, what I want to do with this video is just show you how to separate the fiber and draft it out to prepare for spinning. Okay, so I'm going to take about 1.5 inches from the end here. I'm going to stick my fingers through it to form like a little hole, and then I'm just going to hold in one hand and pull away from the other, and then I'm going to move up my hand a little bit until it separates. Maybe like really turn around so you can see this. Okay, so I'm just gently pulling and keeping my hands kind of far apart, but not so far apart where like this straight line is going to get away from me. So I'm just pulling a little bit and shuffling my hands, okay, and then I just get to the end. Now this, you'll just want to keep this somewhere folded up for the next piece, and we're going to focus on this piece right now. Okay? So, I like having a roller chair. So this is about the piece that you have. Now, if you want to spin a very bulky weight yarn, you could probably just start spinning from this. You're probably going to get something that's like in the super bulky, it's like 1 or 2 stitches per inch. That'd be huge, right? But if you want something a little bit thinner, what you're going to want to do is draft this. Just like you would for this, you're going to start to pull the fibers away a little bit at a time. Okay? Now, if you have been to my other videos for learning how to spin, you'll remember that you want to make sure that you're not pulling the same end of, or you don't want to pull different ends of the same fiber. So you want your hands far enough apart that the whole piece is drafting apart from each other. Like oh gosh, I'm really not being articulate right now. You want the pieces to draft smoothly away from each other. So you don't want to get into like a tug of war pulling the same piece like this. And you want to have a light hand. You're not like playing tug of war with it. You just want to open up the fibers a little bit, bring them out to a diameter that's a little bit thinner than what we started with, right? This is what we started with here. And this is what we're getting over here after drafting. And then when you start spinning, you're going to draft this a little bit more. So make sure that this is still thicker than the yarn that you want to make. And if you already messed up, that's fine. It'll just be a very nice looking art yarn. I love putting art in front of yarn because it means that you intended to do it like that. Believe me, I have messed up plenty of times and produced the most gorgeous yarn ever. Alright, so the other intimidating part is the stuff that's on here. Now, I haven't really encountered it too much on this side. It was just mostly the sparkly fiber, the Angelina. But right here, you'll see we're getting to the part where we're going to start drafting with this pulled sari silk. So I'm still drafting, but what I'm also going to do is I'm going to try and hold down this piece here so that I'm drafting the pulled sari silk a little bit, like this. Okay, this is a really awkward angle for me, but hopefully you are able to see this. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. You're going to draft this entire piece out to approximately the diameter that you want. If it's not in the place, like the toppings, if they're not in the place that you want, you can always just pull and push and rearrange a little bit to get it to where you want. And if there's too much in one spot, you can always take it off. Like you can take it off and let's say I don't like this piece here, so I'm just going to take it off and set it aside. I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to keep it for, say, an area like right here where there isn't a lot of pulled sari silk. So when I'm spinning, I'm going to stick this on here and I'm going to spin it as if it was carded like this. Okay? So, just a quick recap. You have your bat. You pull off about 1.5 inches or so from the end, and you can either go left to right, right to left, or what I like to do is alternate the sides until I basically meet in the middle. This means that it turns out to be a little bit more even, because sometimes on the ends the fibers get kind of not as, I shouldn't say aligned, they may not be as blended in the same way, or there might be more of one color because it's towards the end of, like the drum on, when I card them, the drum is only so big, but sometimes the fiber will spill over. So this just evens out the yarn a little bit in the beginning. And then you have your piece like this. It's kind of fat, and then you draft it out like you would any other fiber, and make sure that it's a little bit thicker than the fiber, or than the diameter of the yarn that you want in the end. And then when you draft, just keep in mind what the add-ins are doing, and draft the add-ins, like the pulled sari silk or the Angelina, the sparkly fibers down here, as if it's just a normal fiber. Okay? So if you like this video, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I will move on to part 2, where we will start spinning. Thank you.